My life now. Do you see? Right?
No.
You can go. Thing is now live.
I'm waiting.
No. Just go to my life, like my
Oh, you
my
didn't
new
start.
yes, my new life. Yes, I didn't start it
Why
before
this? Why did you start this one?
because it's bringing issues.
Okay.
Hello, Harrison. Tunangoja. Okay, I think it's okay now. Aha, here we are. Okay.
Right on time, right on time.
Right on time. I was planning to call you.
Actually, I've been waiting for the link. I was almost texting you, where's the link?
The one that I scheduled is actually is not working, but I don't know. Like I scheduled the meeting and copying the link has been a problem. But sasa tuko sawa. So tuko watu wangapi? Tunajua like, nini venye iko sasa ni we nini ni we. Sijui mbona nini iko hivyo. But tutaongea then tuone tuko watu wawili hapa.
Harrison is saying I can't get you clearly.
Aha. Sijui kama sasa ananisikia. Aha, yes, Dickson, sijui kama mnanijua, mimi nilikuwa St. Luke's 2014, toka 2014 huko. Nikatoka Kenya I think 2020, na huyu pia ni best yangu, pia tulikuwa shule moja na yeye. The campus si St. Luke's but tukapatana huku tena after 4 years in campus, so tukakuja tena tukapatana huku Europe. So tulikuwa nataka tuongee kidogo, tuone venye tunaweza ongea stori za huku za Wakenya. Usikue tu mnasikia tu maybe mtu ako majuu, ukijaribu kumuuliza alifika aje majuu, nakwambia ni Mungu tu aliwasaidia kama nini, but kuna process yenye mtu anafaa afanye, maybe vitu kama hizo. Juu mara mingi mimi ukiuliza mtu yote ako majuu ama mtu alipata kazi aje, nakwambia manzee, ilikuwa tu ni Mungu tu, but kuna vitu mingi alifanya, kuna process alifanya, aliapply, aliandika CV, process mingi tu alifanya. So that's why like tukipeana hii experience kwa watu, I think inakuwa poa venye maybe venye anaweza saka job ama kitu kama scholarship, vitu kama hizo. So Brian, tunaweza anza ama?
Tunaweza anza.
Okay. So tutaanza wapi?
Nipatie head start bana. Nipatie head start. Tuanzie wapi?
Kuna mtu ana Dickson anasema a small world, I am in Berlin. In Berlin, Germany, tu tunapiga hustle pia mob hustle. Hiyo ni poa bro bwana. Hiyo ni poa at least when Dickson mgani juu Dickson ulifat lakini Dickson wa St. Luke's. Nilikuwa najua tu Dickson hisa wa St. Luke's, sijui kama anajua but kama ulikuwa St. Luke's basi pia iko poa. So Okay, naweza maybe niongee kidogo and then nitakwambia tuanze wapi, then itakuwa rahisi. So like kama uko hapa like main aim ya hii conversation na channel like at least tujaribu kuambia Wakenya wako Kenya penye maisha huku iko, opportunities gani maybe zinaweza patikana Europe, na unaweza fanya nini ndio maybe kuja Europe ama kuja kusoma, ama kama unatafuta kazi unafaa utafute kazi kwa kampuni gani, ama vitu zako unafaa ufanya aje, ama vitu tu kama hizo zenye na husiana na masomo na pia na kazi. So kama hujawahi nisikia ama ni mara yako ya kwanza ndio nimekasa. So vitu kama hizo ndio vitu za kazi na vitu za masomo. So mimi ukuja Europe, mimi sikuja through kazi, mimi nilikuja through scholarship, nilipata scholarship enda through Slovakia. Nikakaa Slovakia 2 years somo like scholarship ya Slovakia wanakuambia usome like language for 1 year and then after 1 year ndio join shule, then after hiyo unaendelea kusoma shule, wanakulipia hiyo language school. After hapo tuta apply tu tena like another process kuingia shule tu, ni kama umepewa scholarship Kenya but ukifika Slovakia then utakuwa tu pia na another new process ya kuapply shule tu venye tuna apply shule ukiingia campus. After hapo uende usome program yetu ulipata, kama unaweza change. So nilikuwa nimeenda kusoma masters, ina take 2 years, this is my last year. Kwa hii process yote nikikaa Europe, ulikuwa like mara mingi unaulizwa ni nini inaendelea huku Europe, opportunities gani ziko huku Europe. Kwa watu wale wananijua kama classmates zangu kama Brayo na wengine, so wanakuuliza like Europe inakaa aje, saa hii saa ngapi, nini inaendelea huku. So unajua hao tu ni wachache ambao wananijua, but kuna Wakenya wengi wenye pia wanaweza kuwa interested kujua information kama hizi, na pia kukua like wanataka pia kujua Europe iko aje ama anaweza fika aje Europe kama hizo. Na apart from this pia watu wengi wamefocus tu like mtu akitaka kwenda majuu, maybe anataka kwenda Canada, Australia, nini ingine UK, country kama hizo. Nao ukiangalia kuingia country kama hiyo pia like somehow expensive, na watu wengi wanataka kwenda huko. But mtu mwenye ako Europe mwenye anataka kuja kusoma, mtu pia kwa Europe na watu hawajazijua, ndio najaribu kuongea ndio watu wengi pia waweze kuzijua. So basically like so far nimejaribu kuangalia like scholarship zenye hazikuwahi kuwa like advertised kwa Ministry of Education website, nikizipata kama venye sasa niko Sweden, kama moja hii ya Sweden Institute scholarship poa, but Wakenya wengi hawakuwa wanaijua. So najaribu kuongea vitu kama hizo kwa channel, na pia tukipata mwenye yote yenye mtu anaweza pata kuja Europe kwa hivyo. So leo tuko na rafiki yangu yeye ni Mkenya kama sisi, na yeye alikuja through scholarship, alipata job na akakuja Europe. Bado unanisikia ama umehang? Bado unanisikia?
Sorry man, my YouTube stopped bana. YouTube yangu ili stop.
Niliona ulikuwa umehang. So ndio nilikuwa nasema, nilikuwa najaribu kusema like venye wewe ulikuja, so nikasema wewe ulipata job, na from there pia ukakuwa uko willing like kuongea story tu. Watu wengi Kenya wako jobless na wejui like maybe ukifocus only on the Kenyan labor market inaweza kuwa ni wachache, but maybe ukiongea maybe mtu anaweza explore aje hizi other opportunities, inaweza kuwa poa. Hebu maybe niongee kwa TikTok na soko huko TikTok. Na wajui nini inaendelea. So msee mwenye kwa TikTok like niko live kwa YouTube. Na tunajaribu kuongea na one of my special case. Sasa juu yenye naweza integrate hizi vitu mbili uweze kuwa naweza ona yenye inaendelea, but yeye akiongea I think mtamuona, so mtamuona hapa, but tutajaribu akiongea maybe muweze pia kumsikia. But kama uko YouTube I think it will be better kama unaweza join YouTube, ndio tuweze pia kuwa pamoja juu yeye angeweza kujoin TikTok ya I think numbers huku lazima like ukuwe na more than 1,000. So bro, unaweza tupea story kidogo then tuendelee.
Well, thank you Dan. So I think nitaanza kujiintroduce
Itakuwa mzuri.
So mi naitwa Brian Onyango. Brian Onyango is my name. I'm a Kenyan citizen. Mimi ni mtu wa Siaya. Siaya kababa. Born and raised in Siaya. Masomo ilifanya nikafika Nairobi. To be honest, I mean, I've never been to Nairobi before. So after high school ndio niliapply campus. Nikiapply campus, I was so much into Nairobi because I wanted to have an experience of how Nairobi is. Ile tu ukiwa ushago naambiwa Nairobi iko hivi. So nilikuwa nataka kuwa na that, I mean, experience by myself. Well, we met with Dan tukiwa kampo, tukasoma 4 years in campus. Akajaliwa 2020 akapata scholarship yake akuja Europe. So after campus 2019 nilikuwa Kenya, ile tuko hustle 1 2 3. After graduation you're always still confused, you're figuring out life. I mean, you're sending a couple of application, getting rejection. Sometimes unakuwa you're almost losing hope, but I mean, that should be the last thing any human being anafaa kufanya, losing hope along the way. So initially nilianza, before actually I got this job in Europe, nilianza na scholarship. I contacted Dan in 2020 about the stipendium Hungarian scholarship. Okay, before that tulikuwa tunaongea, alikuwa nipatia I mean a snip of how Europe life is, blah blah blah, and actually it drew my interest, and nikasema well, since I still bado sina stable job in Kenya, let me apply for master's scholarship, niende Europe, go figure out my life. Once I'm done with my master's, then I'll see the trajectory life will take me to. So 2020, I applied for the stipendium Hungarian scholarship in 2020. Unfortunately, I did not succeed. Sikupata response ya Ministry of Education. Siku give up. Come 2021, that is late last year, stipendium Hungarian scholarship wanaanza, I mean, hiyo huwa wanaifungua from November. From November, actually, I think late November, if I'm not wrong. Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. It's late November.
So November, I think January.
Yeah, so the window opens from late November and I think it closes in late January. So last year I did apply for the stipendium scholarship. That is last year November. Submitted my application actually in January. So vile nilikuwa na submit application. Okay, initially I had submitted since 2020. I was not successful, but for me I was convinced that, I mean, the requirements I had merited. My only concern is I could not go past the Ministry of Education. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa shida yangu. Sasa to be honest guys, Kenya being Kenya, I think I contacted Dan at some point and Dan told me, if you are bold enough, uenda kwa ofisi ya PS bana of higher education. Seek an audience with him, ambia watu wakupatie scholarship. And to be honest guys, I sought an audience with the PS for higher education. I mean, I just wanted them to explain for me why they were not nominating me for the scholarship, yet I had merited. So kuna time nilienda huko, nilienda kwa ofisi ya PS of higher education, Ambassador Nabwesi, yeah. Can I carry on?
Yes.
should I mean should I speak in English ama ni Kiswahili ama itakuwa sawa?
I think any iko sawa juu tuko hapa. I think kama hatuna mtu hawezi elewa Kiswahili.
Audience iko sawa?
Audience, I think it's even much better, I think, that way.
Okay, perfect. So I went, and you know very well, for you to see the PS, you need to book an appointment, blah blah blah. And for me, I mean, I just went, told the security guy that, you know what, I know the protocol states that I need to book an appointment. However, my case is so urgent, so please just give me an audience with the PS. The security guy told me, no, I mean, the PS is not around, so maybe he'll be around in a month's time. Nikamwambia, in a month's time, na scholarship inaisha next week, bro. I mean, utakuwa umenisaidia. Just give me, this is the only chance I have. Fortunately, the guy gave me an audience. Akani direct kwa secretary wa PS. Nikaenda huko, and then the secretaries directed me now to the PA. PA is called Dr. The PA is called Dr. Who? I can't recall the PA's name. Dr. Wahome. Dr. Wahome. So nikaenda kwa Dr. Wahome. So we had a conversation with Dr. Wahome. I told him, sir, my only concern is, I mean, I just need you guys to, if the PS is not around, I'm sure you're in a position to help me. Could you just please make me understand why the ministry is not nominating me, yet I have merited for this scholarship? According to the requirements, I have merited. I have submitted my documents on time, but you're not nominating me. Now, Dr. Home told me, you know what, Brian, I mean, as long as you follow the right procedures, so you just wait and wait for the outcome. I think it was, I mean, the interview was in a month's time. So nikamwambia tu, sir, I'm sorry to say this, but let's stop beating around the bush. Hii ni Kenya bwana, unajua. Sasa unajua, hii ni Kenya na sina mtu huko mbele bwana. Akaniambia truth be said is, I mean, you find sometimes watoto the senior guys, there are slots reserved for them. Sasa sisi mahasla sasa, unajua kama hujui mtu uko ndani, unaweza ungua bwana. Now, to cut the long story short, Dr. Ahome told me there is also a scholarship for Serbia which had not been posted kwa portal ya Ministry of Education. Although it has a very short time frame, so keep on checking. The moment people posted, apply for the scholarship. So nilikuwa nashinda nikaangalia website ya Ministry of Education, nikaangalia this ikikuwa posted hivi. What knocked me out, requirement ilikuwa they wanted as, I mean, the first requirement, you were to have your passport. Unfortunately, I didn't have my passport in January. So hapo najua tu ningeapply singepata that chance, but it was a very perfect opportunity. It was very short. So guys, before I proceed, if in any case you're intending to move outside Kenya, if you're intending to travel outside Kenya, work outside Kenya, carry on with the studies outside Kenya, please kuwa na passport kama ID. Tafadhali have your passport as an ID, because some of the scholarship programs utapata unaambiwa that the requirement is you must have your passport with you. So if you don't have the passport, believe you me, I mean, you won't be considered. Now, that aside, sasa vile nilisubmit application yangu for the stipendium now for the second time. Interviews zilikuwa zinafaa kwanza around March. No, sorry, around February. And now there is this lady who we submitted our application on the same date na yeye. So in the course of Feb, I contacted her and nikamuuliza, hi, how are you? I mean, how is the progress from your end? Have you heard of any communication from the ministry? Whether she has been nominated for the interview, because you have to be nominated. I mean, you have to be shortlisted for the interview. The lady told me, unfortunately, she has not been shortlisted yet, but watu wanaendelea kuitwa for interview. So me bado nikakuwa na hopes that probably before the end of February they'll consider me. I mean, they'll shortlist me, because I was so much convinced that this time round I'm not gonna miss in the list. Unfortunately, by March, I was not shortlisted. They did not contact me. Then thereafter, one day came back home and felt like, well, now this is the second time I'm giving it a try, but I have not succeeded again. So let me go to Europe and work. That is how I told myself. And that is where I started my process of applying for work in Europe. So guys, to be honest, mimi nili-apply kazi with zero connection. I didn't know anybody. I was not referred by anyone. Just sat with my laptop, started applying jobs. The one thing is, if you want to work outside Kenya as a foreigner, if you want to come and work in Europe, when you are submitting your application, when you're making an application, please consider companies which are the international companies, because it's very difficult for you to work for a local company if you're not a local of that country. So that is when now I started sending my application to some of the international organizations, sent a couple of applications, received a couple of rejection, and I was contacted actually in around April. Nikatuma application. I was contacted. My current company, my employer contacted me. They shortlisted me for an interview. And by the way, one thing is, you see, the best part of this interview is there is zero connection. It's all about you. You defend yourself. If you merit for the position, they'll consider you. So I was shortlisted for the interview by my current employer. The interview was around May. It was around May. Interview took me around 5 minutes. Haikuwa hata ngumu. I mean, achana na ile interview yenye unapelekwa unafinywa kwa kona hadi jasho inatoka. Hapana. Guys, one thing I've realized is, I mean, it was one of the best interviews I've ever had in my life. To me ilikuwa rahisi sana. Ni walkover. Ni kama mnaongea tu. I mean, as long as you're confident enough, you are like just speaking. Ni kucheka tu na employer na kusmile tu na kusmile tu. And then I did my interview it was on 20th of May. It was on a Friday actually. And then the interview took me around 45 minutes. Then the HR manager told me that now we will respond to you in a week's time. That was on Friday. So akaniambia wala respond in a week's time. So Saturday I went on with vitu zangu biashara, shughuli zangu za kawaida. Then come on Monday in the morning at around 10:30, I receive an email from the company. Congratulations, you have an offer. So that is how I landed job. Nikaland kazi na hii kampuni. And now the first thing that hit me so hard, kazi niko nayo na sina passport. So nikaanza application ya passport. And the beauty is, now I had my offer letter. I had my offer letter with me. So initially niki-apply passport, nilikuwa nimeapply kuchukua na Kisumu. However, for you to start your visa application, lazima ukuwe na passport. Uwezi anza kuapply visa kama una passport. So employer akaniambia ati nitume passport. Na mimi sikuwa na passport. So ikabidi nikamwambia employer nikamwambia hii kitu nasukumana nayo, but in 2 weeks time nitakuwa nimeipata. And then they gave me a duration of 2 weeks. So mimi nikukimbia hapa na pale. Nikaenda Nyayo House wakaniambia nikuje na offer letter the following day. And then ni change biometrics place na biometrics zangu zilikuwa zinafaa kuwa captured in Kisumu, so nitoke from Kisumu nirudishe Nairobi. However, Nairobi was really full up to August, and remember I was to have nilikuwa nafaa kuwa na my passport before within a span of 2 weeks. So nika I think guys, let me just
yes.
Then nikimaliza I'll answer the questions. Just post them, nikimaliza then I'll answer all of them. Sasa where was I? Come on, where was I? I mean, I applied my, I mean,
ulikuwa unaongelea story na passport and
passport
na yes, when you got a passport.
So nikabadilisha Nairobi, biometrics Nairobi. It was for August. And then nikaenda Nyayo House with my offer letter. I told them, guys, I mean, this is the current status. Tangu nimaliza shule mimi, it's close to 3 years. I mean, it's close to 3 years. I've never gotten any stable employment. So, na sijakuwa nikitafuta, nimekuwa nikitafuta. Now, this is a lifetime opportunity I've had, but now sina passport. And nimepewa 2 weeks na employer, ni passport ndio anze kuniprocesia visa. Then they told me, well, come tomorrow. They took my details. Then they told me, come tomorrow. We will conduct the biometrics for you. Nikaenda home. The following day nikarudi.
Anasema hapo ati jaribu ongea Kizungu, sijui ati umwambie ongea Kizungu, kuna wenye wasikii Kiswahili.
Si Mkenya.
I think Mkenya but najua kuna jamaa mmoja hapo Netherlands amesema good jobs my friend. Yeah, speak Swahili but kuna mwingine amesema nikwambie ongea Kizungu but it's okay.
Well, I can carry on with Kizungu pia. Now, I hope now Kizungu will be okay for kila mtu. Let me carry on. That's okay?
Sure.
Now, applied my scholarship. I applied for my passport. For my passport. My passport, since I had the offer letter with me indicating exactly that I had the job, and the passport was really needed by my employer. It took me 2 weeks to get my passport. So I applied, took me 2 weeks, got my passport, sent the details to my employer, and then they started now the process of applying for my visa. So basically, guys, for me, my employer did everything for me. They did everything. They applied for the visa on my behalf. I only had to send some of the documents. Like I sent my original degree certificate to Hungary. The reason as to why they needed that original degree certificate was for the purposes of the process is called diplomatic attestation. Diplomatic attestation is whereby they are going to translate my original degree from English into the Hungarian language. So once that was done, they sent the package back to me. They booked an appointment on my behalf to the consulate for the visa. So I went to the consulate on 20th of July. The employer did send all the documents required of me to submit at the consulate. So at the consulate, the documents which were needed actually, one was the lease agreement of where I was going to be accommodated. So accommodation lease agreement. Another one was my the flight ticket. Another one was the health insurance cover, which were all provided by my employer. Another document that they did send to me was flight ticket, the application itself. They did send also that document. So I went to the consulate, and the one statement the officer told me at the consulate that, wow, I mean, your documents are you're well organized. Funnily enough, I'm not even the one who organized the documents. Documents were organized by my employer. For me, mine was all about just going to the consulate and submitting the documents. So I submitted the documents. I mean, at the consulate, everything was so smooth. At the embassy, at the Hungarian embassy, everything was really smooth, really smooth. Unfortunately, I could see some guys were being sent back. If you miss even one document, they'll send you back again to get the remaining, that document. So for me, it was very smooth. And then after that, they took my biometrics. Then I asked, how long is it going to take for me to have the visa? And then they told me, like, because it's summer, at that time when I was applying, it was summer. So there were lots of application, especially because of the Ukraine war. So most of the Ukrainian were getting to Hungary. So it was a bit of backlog. So they told me that it will take me around 4 weeks or a month to get my visa, even though my employer had informed me that when they inquired from the migration in Hungary, they were informed that the visa will take around between 70 to 90 days for it to be ready, between 70 to 90 days, because the approval of the visa was not being done at the Hungarian embassy in Nairobi. No, it was being done at the immigration department in Hungary. So, after 67 days, I got a call from my employer telling me that, congratulations, Brian, again, once more, visa has been approved, and now you can go pick your visa at the embassy. So, after the 67 days, I went to the embassy, picked up my visa with my passport, came back. By that time, my employer had already given me options of the flight that I was to rebook now again my flights, because initially the flights that I had booked were for 10th of September, but visa, I could not travel because my visa had not been approved yet. So they gave me options to reschedule my flight now to October. The employer paid. I chose the date that I was travel. I left Kenya on. It was around 20th of October. Uh, they paid my air ticket. They paid everything on my behalf. When I go to Hungary, I go to Hungary. They paid even for the taxi driver. They had booked for me a taxi driver, so the taxi driver was to pick me from the airport, take me to my apartment. So that was my journey. That was my journey from Kenya to Europe. So here I am. I'm really enjoying. It's a very nice place. I can say so far so good. And just hoping and wishing that more and more of Kenyans join us in abroad. That's it, man.
Okay, I have like a few quick questions. Like one, like there's one lady who was on my live, I think yesterday, and when we were advising her that you can also apply for the Hungarian scholarship, she told me, Hungary is a bad country. I cannot go to Hungary. Now that you are in Hungary, and how do you tell such a person, like, is Hungary good for Kenyans?
Well, guys, uh, initially there was this stereotype that Europe, there is lots of racism, blah blah blah. There is this stereotype, the same stereotype we have about tribalism, the same mentality we have about stereotype about racism. Be honest, I've been here for this like my third month and have never been racially discriminated anywhere. Never, 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 never. The second thing is, I would really advise you guys, if you find a chance, find an opportunity, guys, come to Hungary. It's a very wonderful. The local people, they're really hospitable. Uh, in the initial phases, when I arrived here, when I didn't actually know even how to use my Google Map, I could just stop a stranger. Hi, how are you? To be honest, they were giving me a listening ear. They could listen to me. They could tell me, well, if you want to get to this place, please use this direction. So for me, so far so good. I would advise that guys come to Hungary. It's a nice place. The weather is so cool. There are beautiful scenery. The people, the surrounding. I mean, the people around. They are also nice. They are welcoming. They are hospitable enough. That's it.
Hmm. And like along your journey from Kenya to Hungary, what were some of the challenges that you faced?
Well, I think the biggest challenge or the big okay for me, it wasn't such a biggest challenge. I mean, it was a very smooth journey. My only challenge was when I arrived in Hungary. The only challenge was I did not exchange my Kenyan shillings notes into either euros or dollars. So mimi nikiwa Kenya, nikitoka Kenya actually nikiwa airport, mimi nilienda kwa M-Pesa. Nikatoa matao zingine zangu hapo, mimi naeka kwa nini? I mean, put them into my wallet, boarded the plane. I told myself when I get to Hungary, I know I'll find an exchange bureau where I can exchange the Kenyan shillings to the Hungarian forints. Shock on me, guys. Yeah. When I arrived, I went to one of the exchange bureaus and told, hi, how are you? Is it possible for me to exchange my Kenyan shillings notes into Hungarian forints? They told me, sorry, we can only exchange euros euros or US. So that was the biggest shock to me, the biggest challenge I had.
Okay. And maybe another good question could be like, which site were you using when applying for the job? Like, ulikuwa unatumia LinkedIn ama nini ndio kuwa accessible like to the company you applied, so that someone is asking what are some of the international companies, it can also be answered in the same.
Wow, perfect. Very good question. Then, to be honest, my focus was on the career portal for the company. There are lots of international companies there, really so many international companies. So depending on your area of specialization, for me, I'm an accountant by profession. So my scope was limited to the big four audit firms, that is PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, and EY. So it depends with your area of specialization. Assume maybe if you are well, I may not be in a position to advise an engineer, but if you did a business related course, you can limit your scope to the big four. Take it to the career portal. The process is very smooth. Very, very smooth. It's all about creating. My current employees. So I created a portal. I created a profile company. I made it in a way that if there is access my profile, they could notify me via email. So the moment they notify me I can just apply for the job at the company. I just have my phone, email has popped in, check, I meet the requirements, I just apply. So the best I would advise you is apply through the career portal. Through the career portal will enable you to set it in a way that you get notified if there is a job that matches your profile. So if it matches your profile, you get
Tunafika mahali tunakuwa na like scratches. Sasa iko sawa?
Iko sawa. Mimi nakusikiza.
Tika. Okay.
So, tuendelee.
No, kama unasikia iko sawa.
Iko sawa. So, depending on if you want to come to Hungary, there's so many international companies in Hungary. There is Diageo, there is McDonald's, there is KFC, there is you see EY, there is Deloitte, there is McDonald. It's an endless list. Guys, to be honest, the list is endless. Check into the career portal. Go if there is a job that matches your qualification, your profile, apply. Yeah. If you merit, automatically the employer will reach out to you. You'll be shortlisted for the interview. The interview is not that rigorous because I mean I find it really. I mean in Kenya, I think most of the companies, especially the international companies, they would subject you to like 5 interviews, different levels. There is the interview for aptitude test, group test interview, test with the HR managers, blah blah blah, up to an interview with the directors. But for this, I mean, for the Hungarian, I mean, for the international companies, a one-off interview. Merit, you get shortlisted. I will reach out. You schedule an interview. Takes you within 40 to 45, even an hour maximum. If you merit for the job, they'll give you an offer. And then they'll take care of, I mean, they'll take care of all your relocation costs. All, even if you have a family, even if you have kids, the company will take care of everything. Everything.
Now, so when you reached in Hungary, like, were your expectations like when you ulifika ukienda job and all about like everything, were expectations maybe met?
Well, my first day, because I arrived in Hungary, was it on Friday evening? Friday evening, then kuna kuingia job on Monday in the morning. So I mean, the resting period was Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday, oh, I could reach out to our secretary for her to guide me exactly how I'm going to reach the office. So that was I mean, it was really worrying me now. Monday, how will I make it to the office? So come on Monday morning, I did send an email to her in the morning. And then she replied that what you do is you take, because I was still not conversant with the streets. So I was even not aware on how I'm going to get public transport.
Mm.
I booked a taxi. I had the Bolt app. So I booked Bolt. The guy brought me to the office. One thing I realized, uh, taxi services are very expensive. Here in Hungary, it's really expensive. So it took me to the office and had my first day with my colleagues. Couple of them, they are really so hospitable. They are sit around. That's it. So after the first taxi, the taxi on two. I've used a taxi on 2 instances. When I was getting from the airport to my new apartment, and my first day when I was getting to the office. The moment I realized that it's very expensive, I said that I'm not gonna use taxi anymore unless maybe I'm getting to the airport. So public transport is very, very efficient. You are 100% sure that if you leave your apartment maybe at, for instance, at 8, you're 100% sure that you'll get a tram in 3 minutes time. There is no traffic. You won't be held in traffic, so you'll go to the office after 10 minutes. So public transport very efficient.
Okay, kuna wenye wanasema we try to answer the questions on the chat. Nataka tusome moja. Hiyo eko inatoka sijui wapi, unaisikia?
Nasikia hiyo echo, I don't know. Oh, could be there is somebody speaking on the background, ama?
Hakuna mtu anaongea sahii. Menyamaza. Wacha tutafute swali. Anasema kuna mwenye aliuliza. Okay, kuna swali moja nikitafuta swali yenye umeuliza like hizo document zako za shule ukisubmit ulikuwa ulisatisfy ama hapana, like ulipeleka kwa Ministry of Education, Foreign Affairs ama they were just plain?
Well, sorry guys. I think I missed that bit. The only document which I certified was my degree certificate, because that was the only document which was needed by my employer, my degree certificate. So what I did with my degree certificate, initially, I think I told you guys that I had to send it as a package to Hungary to my employer, of which I was a bit hesitant, because that is the only hiyo ndio document niko nayo peke yake bwana. Sasa unajua ingepotea bwana. But the employer gave me an assurance that in any case of anything, they'll take full liability of it. In case of anything, they'll take full liability. So after that assurance, I sent my degree certificate in Hungary. Then after around 2 weeks, they sent it back. Now the process was called attestation, is whereby they translate my document now into my degree certificate English to Hungarian language. So after that, they sent back my degree. And now, when I went to the consulate, when I was submitting my documents to the consulate, they had told, my employer had advised me that I needed to certify my degree. So in terms of certifying my degree, I had to certify the original copy, not, the original degree, not copies, the original. So I went to the Ministry of Higher Education offices, I think Jogo House, told them that I want my original degree to be certified. So I went to the original degree plus the original transcripts. So they certified that document free of charge. It's very free. And then I was now it was to be authenticated at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That is City Square, Huduma, City Square. So Huduma, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at Huduma.
Okay. So we have that call, I think mwenye anauliza the national companies, I think if you hii inatoka wapi bwana?
There's a question, mtu anauliza, did your employer pay? I think I've seen, can you just display the chart? There's a question of, did your employer pay for your, there's a question of
flight ticket, I think.
Yeah, can I answer that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Well, the guy asked about my flight ticket. To be honest, guys, my employer paid for everything. Flight ticket, everything. Actually, it was upon me to make a choice. Which option? Which option am I gonna take? Which option in terms of layover am I going to take? My employer catered for everything. The apartment which I resided for 1 month, they catered for. They paid for everything. How long can it take to process the passport?
Yeah, I think inasumbua, but nitafanya aje? Hatujui specifically ni wapi inatoka.
Mimi nakusikiza.
Hata mimi nakusikia, but saa zingine inafika mahali inafanya hivi, but inaweza sema alikuwa ameuliza kuna ile mwenye hii kisha anasema address this if you must apply like area of specialization, like ni vizuri sana like ukiapply like wanasema echo is on my side.
It seems like it's from your end.
Can I do 20s? What could be the problem?
I'm really not sure.
Sasa unanisikia?
Yeah, there's no echo from
Hakuna
your
kitu ina
background.
move hapa like.
There's no echo from your background now. No, it's okay.
Okay, sasa iko sawa. Bado nikiongea nafanya hivi. Nimeitoa hata saa haika hapo like nimetoka siko TikTok live niko free ama hii ndio nafanya.
Just check.
Okay. Or maybe this lab.
Now iko poa.
Okay, nimeshata nimesima pia live nione. Okay, sasa iko sawa?
Yeah, iko poa.
Okay, acha nijaribu. So kuna mwenye alikuwa anauliza like international company, najua ukikuwa kama mwanafunzi unaweza fanya kazi yoyote yenye si special, kazi tu yoyote yenye utapata.
Yeah,
But for you to be like upate kazi sasa huku kwa international kama lazima like ukue at least under a certain specialization. Maybe unataka accountant ama auditor ama finance person, so lazima like at least ukue na one specialization.
true.
Sina anything here.
Kuna swali lingine on my end?
Unanisikia?
Mimi nakusikiza.
Okay. Hiyo mengine alikuwa anauliza nini? Na so like ukikuja kama mtu, okay, how long will it take you kama unajua information like for you to get the residence permit, like as a permanent resident permit?
Now, permanent residence permit, sharing the requirement is if you are coming as a foreigner, to work in Hungary, the visa first it limits you to 1 year. It limits you to, like, you see, for my case is the job is not an issue. The issue is it is subject to obtaining the necessary documents. Now, for my visa, it runs for 1 year. Then 3 months prior to the end of the period, to the end of that 1 year period, that 1 year window, 3 months prior to the end of that window, my employer will now start the process of reapplying again for my residence permit, for the permanent residence permit. So I think their processes, immigration will check my records clear, I've been paying my taxes, I don't have any criminal charges against me, blah, blah, blah. Automatically they'll grant, they'll do everything. And then my employer will just now inform me that, Brian, your residence permit is ready, please pick it in our offices. That's it. So basically they do everything on my behalf. My employer does, we have an immigration department in our company. We have an immigration department. So anything anything relating to my stay in Hungary, that one it's up to our immigration department. It's all about change of address, social security card, residence permit, everything. The employer just tell me, you know what, Brian, we have booked an appointment with the immigration, so please, we need to go this day. We'll go, work on it. Thereafter, wait. If it is ready, they'll inform me, please come pick your residence permit at this day. So nitaenda tu kwa ofisi yetu actually, but to our immigration department to pick my card. So 3 months prior to my visa your window collapse, they'll start now the process of applying for extension for the permanent residence card.
Kisa alikuwa ameuliza like is a diplomat recognized abroad? Yes, like kama venye tu amesema kama umefanya diploma in a certain area iko recognized. Majorly because hata huku nini zao zitwangi like a degree, hata ukifanya degree kwa nini wanaishanga diploma na na entry requirement ya university huku ni utafanya like entrance exam. So unaona kama ukitaka kujoin kama shule yote ya Slovakia hawataangalia your form 4 certificate but wataangalia what you will score kwa entry exam, like wako na entrance exam. Ama kuna courses zingine pia hawahitaji ufanye entrance exam, unaweza ingia bure as long as uko na hiyo form 4 certificate, na wataangalia umepata A, B, C, D ama E. So kitu kama hiyo pia ni vizuri. Sasa unaonanga maybe kuna jamaa alipata Kenya, maybe alipata D but unaona degree ya nje, so hiyo university alienda requirement si kupata D but requirement tu maybe umemaliza form 4, na university mingi huku siko hivi. So ni poa pia kujua like kazi ziko aje na vitu kama hizo. So kama unataka kuapply job, at least utumia internet, ujitume, usikae tu maybe uko na degree yako hapo Kenya hakuna kazi. Unaweza pia jaribu huku nje na itakuwa vizuri.
Can I jump in, Dan?
Of course.
Guys, to be honest, one thing I can tell you that everything is possible, really possible. But the bottom line is jitume, bro, jitume sis, because you cannot sit at the comfort of your zone and expect miracle from above. It will never happen, to be honest. Lazima ujitume. The world is a global village. Well, for me, initially when I was in Kenya, when I was growing up, actually, I used to see myself at a certain point in life, I'm gonna work outside Kenya, and it's a dream come true. For me, I'm living my dream. So the world is a global village. Usikae tu sasa umemaliza shule, you're comfortable with your degree, unatafuta kazi Kenya. Things are really not adding up, but you're just comfortable. Hapana. As long as umesoma, hii dunia ni kidogo. Na ndio maana you have we have internet. With internet, you can access any information anywhere across the globe. With internet, like for instance, right now, internet has enabled us to have this platform to share some of the experiences and to get to really motivate you guys as to why you can also make it outside Kenya. So you don't have to confine yourself within Kenya. There is life outside here. Maisha huku ni mazuri pia. The only thing that maybe I can say it's sort of like a hurdle, ni you're missing family and maybe friends back home. But bro, I'ma see, even if you're in Kenya and you're not making money, even if you have family and friends around, ni kubaya bana, eh? And you see friends, family and friends will only come around if you're doing something meaningful with your life. Like if you're whining around, nobody will care if you're whining around. Family, friends, they won't care if you're whining around. They'll only come around if you're doing something meaningful with your life. So my bottom line is, guys, mjitume, be aggressive. There are lots of opportunities outside here, but there if you check, like I was reading some article, there are very few. Ukiangalia population ya huku watu ni kidogo sana. These guys are really, they have shortage of labor. But they cannot make it very so easy for each and every person to get in, because wanajua sisi, we Africans, if they ease in everything, we will be flocking all these cities and we will be flocking all these countries. But to be honest, even if you check at the population trend, the population pyramid trend, it's an aging population, implying that in the coming few years or even right now, they're suffering from shortage of labor. Wanatuhitaji. So kama wanatuhitaji, the best you guys can do is please be aggressive, jitume, make good use of the internet you're having. I mean, you can even decide that, well, mimi kila siku nitakuwa na apply 5 to different international companies abroad. It's possible, guys. I mean, if you are consistent with that, within a span of a month or so, you'll be shortlisted. And who knows, you'll get a chance. That's it.
Okay, maybe na kuna mwenye wameuliza maswali na okay, nini life ndaisave, na kuna mwenye anasema ati dropout kama yeye I anaitwa Wanjiku, like kuna other opportunities. Najua si lazima like ukue umesoma ama and all this. Kwa mfano like nilikuwa na share opportunities ziko Denmark, like unaweza enda Denmark kwa kujitolea like volunteering jobs, na ukifika huko there are many opportunities with your form 4 certificate. Ukijipata you are much better juu huku najua wasa wasomi, na mtu mwenye amaliza form 4 huku ako eligible like kupata job.
True.
Na pia hizo opportunities na okay, nitaangalia ingine. Na pia ukiangalia like jobs mingi, hata ukiangalia huku kama yenye unaweza sema mtu wa Kenya anafaa kuwa na degree, huku anahitaji mtu mwenye ako na like amemaliza form 4, like wanakuuliza ni like form 4, umemaliza form 4 ndio ukue upate job kama hiyo. So ukijipata huku inaweza kuwa ni rahisi. Huyo mwenye anauliza like opportunities zenye ziko huku, for example tunasema like kama unatafuta job usilimit kwa apply to job like Kenya peke yake, jaribu Europe, unaweza pata. Kuna Brian akwambia alikuwa anajuana na mtu yote and still akapata job. Then like apart from this kuna a lot of scholarships zenye kama kuna time na unataka kufanya you can still apply for them.
Sure.
Anasema huyu nani Dennis anasema we should make 5 applications per day, but ajua ana make up. For example, naweza kuambia kama uko na LinkedIn account. Kama uko na LinkedIn account yako, for example, kama unataka kuapply jobs za Hungary. Wenda kwa LinkedIn account yako ufilter country eka Hungary. Kama ni city eka Budapest. Na kama unataka kazi ya finance eka finance. Then ukifilter hivyo itakuletea kazi zote za finance zenye ziko within Hungary. Kama unataka Germany the same thing. Pia unaweza filter language. Kazi inataka English. Kwa mfano kama Germany wanakuwa na like maybe unataka mtu anaongea Germany ama anaongea Hungarian. So filter ikuletee jobs zenye ziko English under your specialization.
There's a breakdown from your end.
Unanisikia? Sasa unanisikia? Sasa nakusikia.
Dan, tuko pamoja?
Tuko pamoja. Unanisikia? Mimi nakusikia but ni kama unisikia. Unanisikia? Okay. So nilikuwa naambia Dennis venye kama nikatumia kama LinkedIn zenye maybe yenye iko common everywhere, una filter your jobs, una filter area, country, na inakuwa vizuri. Then
pop up hiyo message ya the chat text is I think
message ya
chat box.
ndio hizi mimi naziona, but anauliza by application by further work age and all this major role. Anamaanisha nini by application for the further studies and work that's age? Okay, kwa nini ukitaka kuapply kusoma nini Hii yako inatoka wapi? Najua nachisikiza. Like ukiapply kusoma shule haita kulimit juu ya age yako, but story ya visa ndio inaweza kuwa shida. Like country inaweza kunyima visa maybe kama uko above 35 years, ama like uko na less chances ya kupata visa kama uko na more years, more so maybe 35 and above. But pia unakuja kufanya PhD na uko 35 and above hauna shida, but kama ni undergraduate ama masters 35 and above inaweza kuwa shida, but kama ni PhD it's always okay.
Nimeona Perpetual anauliza I think
Uh-huh.
two questions this time. Perpetual asking nilituma documents na which courier service. Dan. Unanisikiza? Dan. Hello?
Ameuliza ulituma documents through which courier service?
Now, you see, sending documents to Hungary is a bit, depending on the courier service you use, it's a bit expensive. The first document I sent cost me around degree it cost around 6,000 Kenya shillings. Now what I did, nilitumia EMS. Unaona hapo City Square Posta. Just nilienda huko nikawaambia I want to send this document to Budapest, Hungary. Wakaniambia if I'm gonna send it via EMS it will cost me this much, 6,000. So nikatuma within a span of 1 week. Walikuwa wamepata documents zangu huku, but kampuni ikinirudishia walitumia a different service because ile ilichukua around 3 days nikapata, but that was expensive, but the company catered on their end, so kwao si pesa mingi. So for my case nilitumia Posta, City Square. EMS ni 1 week you're guaranteed the recipient will get the document. However, there's another document nilituma, but sasa nilitumia Posta but si EMS, nilitumia hizi netonga aje, hizi yenye una attach, how do we call them? Hizi yenye una attach.
Ulikuwa na attach sticker?
Ya mwisho haikuwa ya haraka, haikuwa emergency, so nilitumia sticker, but hiyo ilikaa almost 1 month. But it was not an urgent document, so haikuwa na haraka, but it lasted for 1 month. Lakini ile ilikuwa emergency ilienda for a maximum of 7 days, employer akapata. And then iko na swali lingine mtu anauliza about if you are a dropout and maybe you want to make it to Europe. I think I've also seen in other spaces where in the recent past I've seen a couple of Kenyan ladies actually moving to Europe juu ya kuolewa, wanaoana na wazungu wanaoana na wazungu. I think a month ago, actually 1.5 months ago, nikiwa kwa tram, I met a Kenyan lady. Yeah? Can you hear me, Dan?
I can hear you, and najaribu tunafika maana mute juu staki yako inini sana, but you are bringing up a very good point. 1 month ago you meet.
Perfect. Kwa huyu mwenye alikuwa anasema about if you can make it to Europe kama when you drop out. So about a month and a half ago, nilipata na Kenyan lady kwa tram. Tram it's a public transport, mode of transport, tram. So sikuwa najua ni Mkenya. Then nikasikia anaongea Kiswahili. Then I'm like, alikuwa kwa simu alikuwa anaongea kwa Kiswahili. Then I'm like, sasa madam, for me if you're a Kenyan nikisikia ukiongea Kiswahili automatically I wouldn't pass you. I'll say hi to you. Ndaongea na wewe kwa Kiswahili. So nikamsalimia, sasa madam, poa sana, mambo poa. Nikamuuliza anatoka wapi? Akaniambia yeye amekaa Hungary for the last 5 years. Na alipatana na mzungu actually Hungarian who is aliniambia he's a mechanic. Sasa udem alikuwa amenishow, alikuwa amekaa hapa for the last 5 years. Ameishi hapa 5 years. Wameoana na huo mzungu. Funnily enough, aliniambia alikuja na watoto wawili, Mmoja alikuwa mtoto wake. Mwingine alidanganya mzungu ni mtoto wake na kumbe ni brother yake. Kenya hivi. So ananiambia hii story hakuna mtu anajuanga ati huyu mkubwa si brother yake, ati mkubwa si mtoto wake. Mzungu ako convinced mkubwa ni mtoto wa udem. So mzungu anajua ako na watoto wawili, udem ako na watoto wawili, then wako na mwingine watatu na mzungu. I mean, and she's living well. Ananiambia sasa shida, the only challenge is anasema ati mzunga anaspoil amespoil huyu kijana mkubwa sana. So kijana kumeamea pembe kidogo kidogo hivi. Kijana ako 16 years na ashapewa gari. Kijana amespoiliwa ako 16 anapiga sherehe mbaya.
Okay, maybe hii story inakaa interesting sana like kwa the moment nilijoin TikTok like 1 week ago, so like TikTok yangu inaweza pata like groups zenye ziko huko, so nikaingia group nyingine ya Germany. There's a Ugandan lady mwenye ana connect wase, so kuna opportunities mingi mtu anaweza explore, but it depends just with you, unaona. It all depends with you like vitu nataka, kama unaweza taka vitu juu kuna wase wenye wanaingia kwa hizo ma groups wapata wazungu vitu kama hizo. Na pia kuna I think kuna jamaa mwingine pia kuna TikTok but yeye ni wa Sweden like yeye naye ana advertise like hizo ma dating sites kwa TikTok yake live ana host almost for 2 hours, anaangalia ingieni side mfanye hivi. So pia kuna chances kama hizo ukipata mzungu anaweza kuleta na maisha ikuwe sawa.
I mean, it's very possible if you want to come unaweza ingia kwa hizo dating apps, nasikia hizo dating sites there is a subscription fee, registration fee ya kuingia, and you can still make your way through here.
Ndio najua sasa hatuwezi sema ati
Kenya huo mkimuuliza aliniambia set alikuwa na connection, yeye pia alipatana na huo mzungu through hizo ma dating sites.
like Europe mzima unajua wase wako conservative, hata wenyewe kwa wenyewe hawa nini like hawako social sana na they rely on dating sites kupatana na maybe watu wanataka kuongea na wao and all this. So kama uko hiyo sector like, njia za kuingia Europe ni I think ni nne, either ukuje kama somo, ukuje kama kazi, ukuje kama muelewa, ama ukuje kama tourist. So it's pia like we explore hizo zingine, hatuwezi kuwa tu one sided ati lazima tufuate ama it's all personal choice, but zile zenye sisi tunaweza ongelelea kama masomo, kazi, unajua dating ni personal, unaona, na wewe mwenyewe ndio unafaa uamue kama unataka kudate, kufanya vitu kama hizo. But kuna information mingi like kwa hii channel, kama wewe ni mara ya kwanza unaweza like ukifuata, kuna scholarship nimeannounce, so unaweza enda hapo uone ile itakufaa. Kama France iko na mingi sana, lakini sasa unafaa uchukue time yako uapply. Huyo mwenye ako Germany pia iko na kadhaa, Sweden iko nazo, so vitu kama hizo zinaweza kusaidia, inaweza kuwa mzuri.
So just keep in
kuna mtu anasema hapa ati only works for men, for ladies. Of course, it only works for men, but it also works for Nigerian men, I think.
Lazima tuweke kila mtu ndani, We must bring everybody.
Unasema?
We must bring everyone on board to change their fortune. We must bring everyone on board. I mean, kuna mtu mwenye labda masomo itamsaidia, itamfungulia. Kuna mtu mwenye labda dating site itamfungulia njia zake. So
sure, it's personal choice. Also kama hiyo. So I think kama kuna kitu jaguzia na yenye maana, I think it will be better. Okay, maybe Ulipataje naje na winter bwana? Snow winter, your first experience ilikulemea maji bado sasa iko aje? Maybe pia itakuwa poa.
I think the first experience ya winter, there's a time we went for tulienda event ya kampuni yeah? So unfortunately hiyo siku nilitoka kwa nyumba na sikuwa nimevaa heavily for the winter. So tutoka event late usiku, kutoka nje temperature ilikuwa negative. Nikitoka kwa nyumba by that time haikuwa negative, ilikuwa around 7 degrees. That's a bit bearable. Hey, so kutoka nje bana, karibu ni freeze maboringo bana. Maboringo. But as long as you keep yourself warm, kuna winter clothing unanunua, and it's a nice weather. I think there are people who like winter. I can't say winter neither winter, but I think when summer comes, I think summer would be an ideal weather for me, because summer it's really vibing. Winter is sort of a bit. I think winter is sort of like everybody's. Ukiangalia kila mtu kwa sura ni kama amekuja tu sura bana, kila mtu anajaribu kupambana na baridi.
Na maybe anaitwa Deno amesema yeye ni agriculture specialist. Kitu naweza kuambia, sijui kama kuna scholarship kama yes, kama unaweza qualify like kama uko na degree na umefanya at least kazi 2 years, maybe internship ama anything. Tuko na group sasa like tunataka watu apply hii scholarship ya Sweden. Inaweza kuwa vizuri kama unaweza ijaribu kuiapply. But again like as an agriculture specialist like pia huku like unajua lazima kila mahali watu wanakula and vitu kama hizo, inaweza kuwa pia rahisi like ukijaribu kazi zenye na unaweza kupata within that speciality. Maybe apart from this, njia tu mingi unaweza jaribu like any other way, kama hii ya Denmark iko na like volunteering jobs hizo kujitolea. Pia unaweza jaribu uone kama kuna yenye inaweza kufit juu ni different fields, kama unaweza pata na kama una sijui wenye sijui aha bro, umesoma hizo?
I think I've seen somebody saying he's a laboratory technologist. That is the last. India mwisho nimeona.
Maana nini hana degree but alikuwa na hope apate job ndio apasue degree.
There are lots of opportunities. There are lots of scholarship for bachelors. Bachelors ziko mingi sana. I mean, anaweza make it through bachelor's degree scholarship program, afike huko I mean.
Hii naye ndawaletea like I think Germany akona more information pia wenye unaweza ingia Germany more easily bila kuwa na any papers like degree vitu kama hizo, but zile kazi za like unaweza fanya a course within a very short time na uingie Germany, but the basic requirement huko like at least uko na German like B1. So pia for example maoni ya kuingia Europe, Germany pia like is the easiest way kama uko na Germany B1. Na apparently like I think Mount Kenya iko na hii program ya kufunza German language. So like unajua kukuja majuu si kitu unaweza jilazimisha ama lazimisha mseju, ina depend on so many other processes. So ukiplan useme kama unaweza ingia maybe ukuwe na Germany yako moja hapo, uweke mahali usome Germany, ama ufanye kitu yenye inaweza kurahisishia kukuja majuu. Like ukiplan ina year maybe unasema uone opportunities gani ziko Germany na gani unaweza pursue, vitu kama hizo zinaweza kusaidia. Na pia ukiexplore like other opportunities juu kama Denmark ukiapply kama kuja kama mtu wa kujitolea, hauhitaji kulipa anything like kama flight ticket, visa and all this. Na ukikuwa huko I think pia inaweza kusaidia in some way.
I think mimi nilikuwa nimepotea. I think you are. I think then the best we can do is kuna umesema the next show to lete hizo. I think the links wanaweza apply hizo majob. I think the one thing I can advise you guys is just keep it at Wafushi media. I'll be liaising with him, so we may not be in direct contact na mimi, but I'll also liaise with him. If I find any job openings, I share with him. Akipost kwa media yake, kwa his social handles, you can easily jump in and apply. So keep it here. We're going to share lots of opportunities going forward. At least we prepare the way for you guys to join us huku sasa.
Okay, hiyo ni poa. Like sasa kama kwa video kama hii kuna naweza weka like kwa link some links kwa ni description, I mean some links zenye zinaweza kusaidia. So unaweza with your free time unaweza enda kwa hii video kwa link baadaye uwatch au uangalie hiyo link za jobs zenye unaweza apply. Na pia kama unataka volunteer jobs hiyo unaweza, kuna video nilimake ya volunteer, na kama scholarships zenye nimeshare juu ziko na different requirements. So ukienda through one yenye inakufaa unaweza apply. Na kama utakuwa na swali yoyote I think ucomment ama kwa Facebook like Dan Wafushi Media, pia ukinitumia message tunaweza saidiana. So bro, I think tumeongea, in case tutakuwa na kitu kingine tutaongea, but I think tumekuwa na bad connection, naona interface ipo, but next time I will use a different phone. Sikuwa nataka nikatie nitumie nyingine. Asante kwa wakati bwana, kama uko na kitu tunaweza ongea.
Unaona hapo Perpetua anasema brand work with us in collaboration with that. Yeah, Perpetua. I mean, we're going to work in collaboration. I mean, it will be my joy seeing lots of, I mean, many of you guys kukuja huku kutujoin huku, tukaje huku tufanye kazi, tuunde pesa, turudi nyumbani, tuinvest nyumbani, tusaidie watu wa nyumbani. That would be my absolute pleasure. I mean, if any Kenyan make it to Europe through the information tumekuwa tukishare through Dan Wafushi Media, through mimi mwenyewe, it would be my absolute pleasure. I'll be so grateful that to some extent.
Maybe anauliza handle yako Facebook unajiita Brian Onyango bado?
Yeah, Facebook mimi najiita Brian Onyango, Twitter
Brian. Mwenye ameuliza handle zako za social media.
Well, Facebook najiita Brian Onyango, Twitter najiita Brian Onyango. I mean LinkedIn najiita Brian Onyango. Instagram najiita Brian Onyango. Niko formal. I mean, even if you go to TikTok.
Okay.
So you just follow me.
Okay, maybe amesema leo ni 28. Okay, aje niseme juu ameuliza when is the next, tunaweza fanya maybe in an hour, but najaribu nione kama nitapata huyu mse wa Germany akuje pia aongelelee na itakuwa poa. I think that way itakuwa vizuri. So maybe, but I have to communicate like kwa hii channel maybe nitapost if it will be possible on before maybe mwaka ishe na tuone, but currently tuko, kama unaweza qualify, kama uko na degree Kama uko hapa na uko na degree, umefanya kazi for 2 years, there's a very good scholarship yenye iko open sahi Sweden, unaweza apply. Na watu sasa wamefika Wakenya watano, tuko in a pool, so tunashare iko details, so tunashare information venye mtu anaweza ipata na vitu kama hizo. So kama uko interested na degree, uko na experience kiasi, tunaweza saidiana, at least mtu mmoja apate. Kwa hiyo acha to log out. Yes, I have to remember links nitatuma. Lazima nitakutumia kwa description.
So I think parting shot is guys, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay.
Niendelee.
Unaweza ukinini kisa kama unaweza nini ukini text Facebook I think Dan Wafushi Media tu Facebook kwa page nitakutumia namba yangu.
So
sawa, bye Ibrahim, bye. Asante bana, umefanya kitu ya maana, si Wakenya wote wanaweza kuja waseme stori zao na waseme wenye walipata huko.
Yeah, just to say thank you so much for the platform, Dan. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We don't take your time for granted. Please feel free, reach out. We'll be more than willing to share the information. And as I have said, it will be our absolute pleasure to see that the information we are sharing is impacting the lives of other people. Thank you so much. Till next time, God bless you all.
Thank you. Bye bye.